Yep. Gunther wins the John Cena tournament. He'll be Cena's final opponent. Netflix buys Warner Brothers. What does this mean for AEW and their broadcasting rights? Wrestling Uncensored is live. We are here. It's wrestling time. Indeed. We are here. 0. Big zeros. John. Number 1. John?
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hear me or not?
You're frozen.
Yeah, I'm frozen.
Stuck in place.
Stuck there in time, in a place.
Look at him. Frozen.
Just there, looking, completely unable to move. But you can hear me, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you, but I'd like to,
Yeah, I know. We're more than just an audio podcast at this point. And we're also a YouTube show. So, yeah, it would be better to see me. I think.
Maybe you disconnect and try again.
Yes, I could try that.
Yeah, do that. We are here. Gunther has defeated LA Knight tonight on SmackDown to win the Last Time Is Now tournament. There he is. John, move around.
Move around now.
Hand. There you go. He's all right. Gunther won. We just saw that. We just saw him beat LA Knight. Kind of figured he would, right?
Kind of figured it before the tournament even started that this was going to happen, so it happened. It was a nice match. I felt there was never really any doubt, though, Gunther was going to win. And it's nice LA Knight had the opportunities. Yeah, it's you again. What's going on around here?
Don't worry.
All right. But I thought it was a fine match. Just, I never had any belief LA Knight was ever going to win the match, though.
No. I mean, I figured John Cena would have to face a heel in his final match, right? LA Knight is not that.
I felt the promos kind of gave it away. LA Knight had a promo, and he just cut a typical kind of babyface kind of promo saying that he's going to do it. And then Gunther was like, you got to watch me, what I'm going to do to him. Watch how I end it. And that's the big thing, too. Like, he called his shot in a sense. He said, like, he's going to make him tap. Made him tap. And that's what he's going to do to John Cena. I kind of look forward to seeing that when that happens at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah, I'm not sure it will. That will be when?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Wow.
Yeah, the 13th, yeah.
Already.
Yeah, finally.
Cena's final match.
Get him out. Throw him out afterwards.
And that'll be his final appearance for WWE, too, right? He doesn't have anything scheduled before.
Yeah, you would think maybe have him on Raw or something, have some sort of confrontation with Gunther, but no, that's not going to happen. He's going to show up and that's it. We're going to get more of the whole, like, John Cena's leaving thing, those montages. There's a whole special thing about that, I think, the day of, right? They're going to release that whole montage video thing they've been putting out.
Yeah, the Cena interview segments there that they're doing.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of those things.
I think people like it for... I mean, if you like John Cena and you want more John Cena, because you're not going to get much more after this, now you're going to get it.
Gunther Leor says in the chat, Leor, member of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. Thank you, Leor, for supporting the channel. He says Gunther Walters' entrance slaps. I agree. I think it's a very good song. And they went back to the old Gunther song, right?
Yeah, because it kind of goes into more of an instrumental afterwards, right?
Yeah, this is more like the classical music song. It's not Gunther, the ring general, Gunther, da 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 da. That's the one that they were using before, but on the new one, it's like the Walter song.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like the other one. It's more of a heel kind of song. This is just more a feeling kind of atmosphere kind of music, especially the way it goes afterwards is just kind of off-putting. I can understand why they changed it, but people like the originals. I can understand that. A lot of themes, I find a lot of the original themes are actually better than the ones they changed later on. So I can understand why people like it.
It is Dvorak's Symphony Number 9 in E minor. Can I play that?
Maybe 3 seconds.
Like, am I allowed to play classical music? Is there, like, you know? Am I allowed to do that? Like, can I play Gunther's theme song so people know what I'm talking about, or am I not allowed to even play that? I feel like I'm not allowed to even play that.
And I feel someone's going to get you. I mean, John Cena's getting sued this week, so.
Public domain. I don't know. Content is public domain. Is that real, though? I forget it. Don't worry about it. It's a good theme song, though. I like Gunther's song. Gunther wins the tournament. You know, we kind of knew that this was going to happen, though, which is a little disappointing. Like, it was out there in the dirt sheets, in the wrestling news. Meltzer was reporting that Cena's final opponent was going to be Gunther, and he was going to win a tournament. And this was out there before Gunther, well, the tournament was even announced by the WWE. And Gunther hadn't even returned to the WWE. He'd been gone for like a couple months. And already they're like, yep, there's going to be a tournament. Gunther's going to come back in it, and he's going to win. And then they announce a tournament, and you're like, oh, well, Gunther's going to be in this, right? And then Gunther's in it. It's like, oh, well, he's going to win because that's what everybody's saying. And it does make a lot of sense for Gunther to be the guy to be Cena's last opponent. You know, very prototypical foreign heel going up against John Cena, All-American in Washington, D.C., Cena's final match. It's like the Rusev match. It's like a match against Sheamus. I mean, Cena has gone up against foreign heels a lot in his career. He's played this role. It's a very typical WWE thing to do. Captain America versus somebody from another country. It's a very wrestling thing to do. It's very kind of old school. And, yeah. It's not exciting. But I do like Gunther. The WWE likes Gunther. And it's just another accolade on his resume to be John Cena's final opponent. Will he beat him? You know, I'm not sure. And I think that's good. I'm not sure of anything in WWE these days. I was 0 for 4 on my War Games predictions. Johnny North was 4 for 4. We disagreed. We never disagree. I don't know why we did this time, and I was totally wrong. I didn't see War Games coming for some reason. But I think that's good. I'm not mad about it. I'm actually happy because I don't want it to be predictable. I don't want to know what's going to happen. I like to be surprised. I was surprised by the War Games results. I wasn't very impressed with War Games as an event, but I was surprised by the results. Not like shocked, but like, oh, okay. Didn't think they'd do that. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd go that way. A little disappointed for a couple things. Kind of wanted Nikki to win the belt. Oh, well. But Cena Gunther, John, I feel like they're going to have Cena win his last match. I think they want to put him out on top. I think they also want to leave the door open for it to not be his final match, where he can go out looking strong and maybe come back for a big Saudi payoff or whatever in the future. I think Cena does beat Gunther on the way out. I'd like to see him lose because, Gunther's the one that's going to be on Raw on Monday night. Cena will not be. You want a strong character. You want whoever is on your show to look strong, but I don't think losing to Cena kills Gunther. He's won this tournament. We've seen him win a bunch of matches against a bunch of top stars leading up to this, and then he'll lose to the great John Cena on Cena's final night. Cena will shake his hand and put his arm up and put him over on the way out. I think it's okay. I don't think it kills Gunther's momentum to lose to John Cena. I don't think it kills anybody's momentum as a pro wrestler to lose to John Cena. I do think it's kind of crazy that Dominic Mysterio might be the last guy to beat John Cena. I think that's a little weird, but Baron Corbin was the last guy to beat Kurt Angle, so who cares, But
Well,
I think Cena wins. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So they finished because I think Cena losing his last PLE, that was a bigger deal than losing his last match, I think. Because, how many PLE pay-per-views have you seen Cena in?
Yeah.
And, he was always the star of the show. So for him to lose that, his last one to Dom, that's even bigger than the last match. Because, it's just the last match. It's Saturday's main event. It's kind of a throwaway show if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing really that special. That was the last Survivor Series Cena does, last ever PLE, last championship match he's ever a part of. To me, that was bigger. And that's also why it throws in some doubt. I thought Cena should just lose all the way out. Now I'm feeling like, well, he already lost the big one in a sense. You can at least give him a win on the way out, I think.
Wow.
Well, we're not we'll wait till the 12th, actually. I'm not 100% changing it right now, but I'm saying it's possible that I could see Cena winning the last match.
I think he's going to. I didn't see Liv Morgan being the one to cost Cena his final PLE loss, final Survivor Series loss.
I feel like I did kind of say Judgment Day had to throw everything at Cena, and they did.
Yeah, but Liv Morgan coming back was a bit of a surprise. That was nice. Interesting to see her back on Raw, too. The role that she's playing in the group.
I thought at Survivor Series, that was a fantastic moment for her. I thought the promo on Raw didn't capitalize really on everything that they had. That should have been a big, monumental moment for the group, for Liv Morgan. And it just felt like another typical blah, blah promo, pretty much. It wasn't anything great. It pretty much just, went over everything that we already saw. And she didn't say anything special or meaningful in that promo where it's like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens next. They just gloated. That was it. I was very disappointed with that promo, to be honest. For the return of Liv Morgan after all that time and how much focus they put on her, that was it. Disappointing. And the bigger thing, I think, was the whole thing, how it ended, where she was actually working with Roxanne and Raquel, and that there's no tension there, for now at least.
Well, I think that's interesting, though. I think it was an interesting change, because I expected, and I think a lot of us expected Liv to be mad at Roxanne for kind of taking her spot. When Liv went down with an injury, here comes Roxanne out of nowhere, saying, hey, Raquel, I'll be your tag team partner. We're the tag team champions now, and I'm in Judgment Day now. She kind of did, and, she was buddying up, cozying up to Dominic. She kind of did to Liv what Liv did to Rhea Ripley in the Judgment Day. So you kind of expected Liv to come back and get revenge and attack Roxanne, but she didn't. She kind of embraced Roxanne, and Liv positioned herself in a backstage promo. I agree with you. I think the in-ring promo was not great from Liv in the Judgment Day. It was not very strong. But I thought that the backstage where Liv, went at Stephanie Vaquer and was like, I see you with the championship and I'm coming after the women's world title. And then she was with Raquel and Roxanne as they won a tag team match, right? That was a Judgment Day.
No.
It wasn't a tag, but it was something with, like, in the tag division. No?
It was the main event of Raw.
Yeah.
And it was the team of Rio. I can believe that's what they call them.
Oh, yes. But but didn't Raquel and Roxanne stand tall at the end of the melee with the tag belts? Right. And Liv was there kind of standing between them like, these are going to be your tag team champions, and I'm going to be the world champion. That's what I thought was interesting, because Liv was like not going, oh, Roxanne, I hate you. It was actually like, no, Roxanne, I like you, and you're going to be the tag champion with Raquel, and I'm going after the world title. Because they had a big melee right at the end of the match where they're really pushing this women's tag division, which I think is great. It was Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and then it just degenerated because a bunch of people came out, right? Kabuki Warriors came out, Bayley and Lyra came out, and then Roxanne and Raquel came out, and Liv, and then they all stood tall with the belts. And then tonight we had a similar melee with Nia Jax and Lash Legend attacking again Charlotte and Alexa and the Kabuki Warriors also involved. Yeah.
A lot happened there. And, you're not wrong about that. They're putting a lot more focus on the women's tag division. It feels like there's things going on in both shows, so that is intriguing. I just feel, I don't know how you feel about this, in terms of the mid-card titles, they're far less important, it seems. It seems like it's those world women titles, the tag, and then the mid-card.
Yeah. I mean, the mid-card titles, Chelsea Green with the U.S. title and Maxine Dupree with the Intercontinental title, they don't have opponents. They have no opposition. And there's no one.
Well, they do.
Well, do they? Is Becky still Maxine's opposition?
Well, if you saw, you saw, you just don't remember or probably don't care. But Ivy Nile stepped up, and Ivy Nile is going to face. Yeah,
right.
I know you're excited for that.
That's not real. Like, I don't.
But this is it. This is what I'm saying. The mid-card titles aren't really that big.
Well, does Chelsea Green have an Ivy Nile of her own? Like, is there anybody?
I mean, Julia took her out, right?
Oh, yeah. I guess Julia wants revenge. I mean, even the main, the WWE women's title, whatever it is on SmackDown, Jade Cargill, like, she's feuding with who? Michin and BFAB?
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Well, it hurts because Bianca Belair still out, and apparently, is she going to get another surgery done? Like, that's rough, if that's the case.
The problem is when you book... See, they've made the tag division extremely strong by taking all their top singles talent and putting them in tags. They put Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in a tag. They put Charlotte in a tag. They put Bayley in a tag. Like, Becky's lucky she didn't get put in a tag team. Like, everybody else has been stuck in the tag division right now. Asuka, tag team. Like, all their best single stars they have put in the tag division. So it's like, tag division's real strong because Rhea, Charlotte, and Asuka are all in it.
It's good, though.
Yeah, but the
You
other
want that.
divisions are so weak. Like, Stephanie Vaquer has Liv Morgan. Thankfully, Liv is back. That's something. And Jade Cargill has Michin. You're talking about the mid-card titles. What about the world titles that they have for the women? There's really not much there. Because you look at, what's past Michin for Jade Cargill? Nothing. What's past Liv Morgan for Stephanie Vaquer? I mean, Becky, I guess?
Well, that's if she gets past Liv. I don't know about you. I think Liv's probably going to take the title from Stephanie.
I think Liv will take the belts, and maybe Raquel and Roxanne will take the tag belts back. And they will do like a big run for Judgment Day again. Why not? Dom is on fire. What else is going on Raw? Braun
Yeah,
Breaker.
they could always win those tag titles back from AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Why not?
Mm-hmm. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, good God almighty. What a match against the New Day this week. What a match.
It was probably the match in WWE this week, without question.
I thought LA Knight and Gunther had a pretty good match tonight.
It was good. I still think the tag match on Raw was better. But
I agree. The tag match on Raw was incredible. That finish was nuts.
Yep. I know people are complaining about that AJ stole it. And then AJ's like, doesn't matter. It's wrestling. There's no stealing. I think it's just, because the Bucks, right? The Bucks kind of do a very similar kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean,
man, the way Kofi bounced off the, what is it, a drop kick? It's like a double stomp he did, right?
Right.
And then Kofi
and he had to
flying. I mean, Kofi's got to fly his body through the air. And AJ catching him, like, to hit the Styles Clash. Crazy. If you haven't seen it, it was an unbelievable finish between Kofi Kingston and AJ Styles there and Dragon Lee involved. Nuts. AJ and Dragon beat the New Day. Very good tag title match on Raw. And are you surprised? It's for the best in the world. Legends.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 of them are Hall of Famers. You know, Woods, Kofi, AJ Styles, they're all in the Hall of Fame, for sure.
Yeah, Dragon Lee's good. I don't know if I put him up in that kind of category, but
not
he's
yet.
very good.
He's so young, but he's very good.
He's
I'm
very
a huge
good.
fan.
You know, a lot of potential, no question. And again, that was a very good match. Easily the best that I saw in WWE this week, without question. And I wonder if they can top that, because there's not a lot of top competition for them on Raw, sadly.
I think they got the War Raiders next. That's what they wanted, right?
Yep.
It won't be as good as the New Day. Because no tag team is as good as the New Day, because the New Day is the greatest tag team of all time.
I mean, they're pretty good. I'd like to see them against the Usos, though. I think that could be a good match, too.
The New Day against the Usos?
I meant AJ.
Yeah, okay.
And,
I know. Just like, New Day against the Usos, you know? I feel like we've never seen that before. That'd be real good.
No, I'd rather never see that. I remember, I think the last time we saw it, and it was actually very bad.
Yeah,
so
right? Wasn't the last one? Yeah. I think you were expecting too much, but they've had some classics.
Right, they have. And, put that on the back burner for now and do other things.
That was good on Raw. What did you think about the Braun Breaker promo on CM Punk? That was a big deal.
I thought it was good intensity, but that was about it. It didn't blow me away. It wasn't like a Scott Steiner kind of promo. The intensity was there, but I don't think it was as nonsensical as a lot of the Scott Steiner stuff was, or as funny as the Scott Steiner stuff was. And that's what he's going to need if he wants to get on that kind of level. But he's getting the intensity, and that's good.
Yeah. He's intense.
The line, though, about the whole, like, oh, your wife's a bigger star. How many times do they have to use that same line, like, all the time against CM Punk? I feel like everyone does that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought it was it was a fun promo. It was an intense promo. But, like, on the one hand, he's like, Punk, you're soft, you're a bitch. But then on the other hand, and he's like, you tried to end my career, you tried to break my neck. It's like, well, which is it? Is he like a dangerous guy who tried to kill you, or is he like a soft punk?
He's soft because it didn't work.
I guess. But, like, he still seems mad that he tried. You know what I mean?
I'd be mad. Like,
Well, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, well, he kind of didn't take the move that well. Wasn't really Punk's fault.
I mean, the way it went down, I mean, again, War Games, I don't know if you should be doing stuff like that. A lot of chaos is happening. Was that really necessary?
Braun Breaker's trying his best. He's trying his best to get noticed, to get over, to be different, to be worthy of the spot that he's about to get. I appreciate the effort. Like, I appreciate the effort, you know? He's trying. The line he said about, oh, Punk, he said, congratulations, kid. Let's see if you can cut a promo with the big boys. Well, how's this for a promo? Cutting it now. And it's like, do you have to say that? Like, I don't love referencing a promo while you're doing a promo. It's like too inside. I don't think you need that. Saying like, look at me, look how good I'm talking. Aren't you impressed with my talking? Isn't it good? You said, let's see if you can talk good. And now look at me, I'm talking real good. How about that, Punk? It's like, oh, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's kind of, when you say that, you kind of break it. You go, well, this is a rehearsed speech. Look how good I'm performing this speech. Aren't you impressed? I could do it just as good as you can. But the thing is, I want to see them in the ring together with microphones. Because it's one thing for Braun Breaker to go and deliver this like passionate monologue that lasts a couple minutes in the ring, and for Paul Heyman and Logan Paul to be standing behind them going, wow, that was amazing. So everybody at home thinks, oh, I guess that was great. And it was good. Like, it was one of the better promos I've seen him do. Probably the best one. But when you go head-to-head with Punk in the ring, it's different because he's going to throw things at you, and you have to respond, and you can't fumble, and he's going to catch you, and it's, it's a little bit more of a sparring match there. And that I'd like to see. I'd like to see how he handles that kind of heat. Because, I've seen some young talent go in there with CM Punk, microphone for microphone, and handle it. And I've seen others not able to handle it. And Punk made them look foolish. I've seen guys really handle it. I don't think I've seen anybody handle Punk in a promo one-on-one in the ring better than MJF in recent memory, though. When he told that story about Punk and how much he meant to him, and Punk's like, is that real? Like, what? Like, even Punk was like thrown off. MJF shook Punk in that promo. It was incredible. What a talent. What a guy. I miss him.
Well, I'm jumping over different topics here, but to me, the best promo this week, hands down, easily, was Eddie Kingston, Samoa Joe. I thought that was fantastic stuff. I guess you don't agree whatsoever with that.
I struggle to care. We'll talk about
Wow.
AEW in a bit. I didn't think it was great. I don't know what you liked about that.
I just like Eddie talking about how Joe used to be the man. And he was the man in all of independent wrestling. Like, him as Ring of Honor champion, that was the big thing.
Mm-hmm. Kenta Kobashi.
I mean, his war with Danielson, too.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm sick of Eddie Kingston talking about how big a fan he was of, like, obscure wrestling. That's like every promo he does. Who cares? I really loved your match that you did in front of 200 people. I watched it on DVD a bunch of times, and then I ate a pizza, and then I did a wrestling match, and you wrestled Homicide, and I know him. It's like, all right, dude. And I'm Eddie Kingston, and I'm gonna beat you. If you're not the guy you were in Ring of Honor, then you're gonna get beat up. But if you are the guy that you were in Ring of Honor, well, then I suppose I will be the one getting beat up. Okay? Thank you. Eddie Kingston impression, John. Didn't know I had that one, but that's a fun one. That's a fun one to do, making fun of Eddie Kingston. I think he's a real silly goose. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. If you're the guy that you were in Ring of Honor, then maybe just slap me a bunch of times. I'm going to do the baby slaps to you where it doesn't do anything. I'm hitting you like I would hit a child, and they would laugh. Japanese style. I'm going to tell you about some obscure Japanese wrestler that I love that you've never heard of. Because I'm Eddie Kingston and I care about this more than you do. No, you don't. You think you do, but you don't. I don't care for Eddie Kingston's promos. I find them repetitive and just kind of uninteresting. And I don't believe him. We don't believe you. You need more people.
I thought that was great back and forth. Like, Joe kind of went back on Eddie, saying that he never can live up to the moment. He talks a big game, but he can never actually capitalize on it.
Yeah. But I feel like that's the promo that everybody cuts on Eddie Kingston when Eddie Kingston has to have a big match for some reason. AEW is like, let's put Eddie Kingston in the main event against CM Punk or Bryan Danielson or Claudio Castagnoli. And they're just like, Eddie, you love wrestling, you're talented, but you're fat. You never took your shape, seriously, and you never took wrestling seriously enough, even though you love it so much. So, you're a disappointment to all of us. You'll never win the big one. You're a loser. What a loser, Eddie Kingston. Like, just, I've heard it before. So when I saw it this week, it was like, oh, this is the C version of that, because it was better with Danielson and Punk. And now it's like, well, who is the Ring of Honor champion from 2002 that you can wheel out now as your world champion? Oh, Samoa Joe. You don't have Punk or Danielson anymore. Christopher Daniels is retired. AJ Styles works for the other company, so you can't have him. Jeez. Am I wrong?
I think Joe's a really good world champion, though.
Oh,
I
2025?
I think to me it
It's
shows
not
you.
serious. It's not
No,
serious.
I think it just shows you that he can still wrestle with some of the top guys.
He's not who he once was. And he's not quite where some of these other guys are. It's just not his time anymore.
I don't expect it to be a long time him as world champion. It wasn't a long time the first time.
Is there any chance he loses next week to Eddie Kingston? Please.
I talked about this for a while. That
I'll stop
they
watching
wanted...
AEW if they make him the world champion. I can't.
I had a feeling this would happen one day. He'd get the title shot. I didn't think Eddie would ever win the title, but I knew they wanted to give him the title shot.
Mm-hmm.
And we're finally getting it.
I'd be surprised, but I mean, I thought Hangman would still be the champion, so who knows?
There will be a new champion, though, because I'm not mistaken. The women's title finals is Wednesday, right?
The tag title finals?
Yeah, I believe it's this Wednesday. No,
I don't know. You tell me.
Right? I'm pretty sure that they said that.
Who's in it? Tony Storm, Mina,
Right?
versus
Right? Yeah. Babes of Wrath.
Babes of Wrath.
That
Harley.
Right? Willow.
And Willow. I think Harley and Willow are going to win. Weren't they my pick to win?
Maybe. Tony and Mina were my pick, so still going with them.
Harley. Yeah.
Tony's the best. Put it on Tony.
She can't do ventriloquism.
I mean, they got Luther back now, so.
But Harley is a ventriloquist. It's a lost art. She's multi-talented. She can sing. She can play guitar. She can do ventriloquism. She can wrestle. She's got other talents.
Yeah, I think Tony and Mina are far more entertaining.
I like Harley. And Willow's pretty good, too. I like them. I like their cool outfits, their colorful outfits that match. They look like a cool tag team. I think they're going to win. I like Tony, obviously. Tony's the best, but, you know, spread the love.
I just think for first ever AEW women's tag team champions, I mean, to me, Tony and Mina seem more of a team. They teamed before the tournament even started, so.
We'll see. We'll see what happens, Big Johnny. Anything else in WWE before we drift over to AEW land? Raw this week, we saw that cool match with the New Day and AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. We saw Gunther beat Solo Sikoa to advance to the finals of the John Cena tournament that he won tonight over LA Knight in the main event of SmackDown. Jey Uso lost to LA Knight and got real mad. He threw a tantrum. Lionheart, Chris Jericho, WCW style. Real mad, throwing stuff around like he just got screwed in Montreal in 97. Jey Uso was mad, smashing things. And I don't know, is he turning heel? What is this? It's like a slow heel turn for Jey Uso that never seems to materialize. I feel like we've been talking about Jey Uso's heel turn for months now, and it just never quite happens. What is I've grown tired of this Jey Uso, the mood swings of Jey Uso. It's do it or don't, dude.
I don't know if it's a heel turn. Maybe it's him becoming more like Roman, possibly.
Yeah. But What does that mean?
They just have a different attitude, different edge to them. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Might dress a bit differently.
Maybe it's leading to him screwing Roman out of something or helping Roman do something. Roman seems like he's going up. I mean, the big news, I guess, of the week out of Survivor Series, it wasn't that Johnny North picked everything correctly. It was that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Sorry, what?
I said that should be the big news, but
yeah,
okay.
It should be, yeah, but it was that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes seemed to be headed towards another WrestleMania main event for the WWE Championship, a third WrestleMania against each other in 4 years. And CM Punk and Braun Breaker for the world title is potentially another WrestleMania main event. And that was kind of made clear after Survivor Series. For those that don't know, the Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar, they beat CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, and Roman Reigns in the men's War Games. Women's War Games was won by AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley. They beat Becky, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, Asuka, and Kyrie. Dominic Mysterio took the Intercontinental Championship back from John Cena with help from Roxanne, Raquel, and the returning Liv Morgan. And Stephanie Vaquer defeating Nikki Bella to retain the Women's World Championship. But after the men's War Games was over, Roman kind of looked at Cody, looked at Punk, and seemed to gesture towards Cody as in, I'm coming after you. It wasn't clear, but the word is after War Games that WWE is planning to do Roman versus Cody again. Which is not exciting. I get why they're doing it. You know, it's a different story now. The first time it was Roman's the tribal chief. Cody is trying to win the title for his daddy. He goes up against Roman and he fails. Second time, he's got to finish the story. He's got to take out Roman. His super long title run for Roman. Cody's got to try again, and he succeeds. Third time around, Cody's the man. He's the champion. He's kind of taken Roman's spot as the top guy in WWE, as the quarterback. He thinks it's his team at Survivor Series. Roman thinks it's his team. They're kind of fighting over who is the number one guy in the WWE, and what better way to settle it than a WWE Championship match in the main event of WrestleMania. So that's the story now, where Roman's no longer the tribal chief. He's trying to get back on top. He's trying to take the title back. Cody's taking everything from him. He's trying to take it all back, and he's a babyface now. The people love their tribal chief. Will they side with him? Will they side with Cody? I think that's another interesting angle. Like, it's a different story. There are different parts. It's an evolution of it. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people will just see Cody versus Roman again. Haven't we seen this already? Like, I get it. Watching the product, you kind of understand why they would go there. And it does make sense, and it's not terrible. It's not terrible, given the options for Cody Rhodes as well for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, if he is going to hold the belt until then, which, you know, who's going to take it from him? Drew McIntyre? That's the problem, is that the other options for Cody are not great. So Cody Roman kind of makes sense. I don't love it. It doesn't excite me. I don't think match-wise it's really that cool. I don't know what else they can do. But I get it, and I'm pretty sure that's where they're going. It's fine. It's not terrible, but it's not doesn't make me go, oof, can't wait till WrestleMania.
Well, I feel at WrestleMania we always get that big match and then the big rematch. It's super. I feel like only Austin and The Rock have only done 3 WrestleManias where they faced each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they're trying to put Cody and Roman up on that status. Like they're the two biggest guys in a sense, facing off once again. And I feel because the story is a little bit different now, and Cody's kind of beaten everybody in his path, you kind of need Roman, because now that throws in doubt finally that, oh, maybe Roman's finally do it. And Cody wins it for all.
Yeah. I think he might too.
Kind of hope he does, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I think we're done with Cody.
I think we need something else. I think we need to change it up. Roman hasn't been champion in a couple years.
Well, and he was pretty much a heel during that whole run, so let's see how he is as a babyface this time around.
That's it. Babyface champion Roman, tribal chief babyface, you know? We've seen him as a babyface champion before, but it wasn't great. Tribal chief babyface champion could be really good. So I'm into that. And CM Punk, Braun Breaker, seems like, you know, Punk will just hold it until Braun gets his crowning achievement. Does Braun win the Rumble to get there?
I pumped the brakes because they already have the match for, like, I think the first Raw of the year, no?
Yeah,
they said?
You're right. So maybe that's not even WrestleMania, right? That's like January 5th on Raw. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's not WrestleMania too.
Right.
Because didn't they do Seth Punk January 5th on Raw and then also at WrestleMania the same year?
Well, it was a triple threat, but yes.
Yeah, triple threat with Roman. But, right?
Right. I mean, it could still happen, but Braun's going to have to win the Rumble or the Elimination Chamber, I think.
Mm-hmm. They could do a triple threat with Seth if Seth is ready for Mania.
A lot of different factors. I mean, maybe outside chance that Braun captures the championship and it's Punk who has to win the Chamber or the Rumble.
Yeah. I could see that happening too. I could see that happening. Punk having to fight his way back. I could see Punk winning the Rumble.
I see the Chamber. I mean, the Rumble's in Saudi Arabia. Chamber's in Chicago.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So who wins the Rumble? Roman?
Well, we said Sami Zayn was a very strong possibility, right?
Yeah, but for what?
Well, we didn't say it's going to happen. Just he's a strong candidate.
Yeah, but we just outlined some WrestleMania main events possibly, and Sami Zayn wasn't a part of them.
It would have worked with Seth, but yeah, it doesn't work now, sadly.
So what? Austin Theory?
I mean, I think Roman's the best thing to go with, to be honest.
How does Austin Theory figure into everything? Because the finish of the War Games match, which was very lame. What an awful finish.
I mean, not a very creative War Games match for both the men and women.
Oh, they
it
were
felt
bad.
like they were on repeat almost. I felt like we've been down this road before with both these matches, and they just kind of repeated the classics in terms of what they did in the matches.
It's like EO has to jump off the cage with a garbage can on her head every War Games now. It's like a yearly thing.
Yeah, and it's always bad, too, because they just stand there forever, and it looks bad. You know, they're just standing there.
So dumb. But Austin Theory apparently was the masked man who did the super kick and then the stomp to Punk, which led to the finish. It was made to look like Seth Rollins because he did Seth's moves, but apparently it's Austin Theory, and it'll be revealed as Austin Theory. But Braun Breaker was like, I don't know who that masked guy was, and I don't like him, and I didn't ask it. Like, Braun Breaker seems mad about whoever that was. And Heyman seems like maybe he knows what's going on, so there's something there. They're doing something with Austin Theory.
Well, if they get another member to the group, like the Vision group, that's fine. Because I think they actually need more in terms of numbers. Like they should outnumber most people. So when they get outnumbered, it looks kind of bad. So they need more numbers, and it's good for Austin Theory to just get back in the mix because he's been kind of irrelevant for years, sadly.
And he's somebody they have high hopes for, right? So
I hope so. I feel like they kind of gave up on him and just had him in that team with Grayson Waller and just floundering in obscurity almost.
So, yeah, that's another thing that doesn't excite me. Like, ooh, they got some big plans for Austin Theory. Well, I've seen Austin Theory in action, and you know.
Well, I mean, it was Austin Theory on that night, but when it gets revealed, maybe it'll be somebody else. I mean, maybe that's Chris Jericho's big return to WWE. It would make sense because Jericho doesn't move around like that, but
Yeah, it's not. It would be cool, but it's probably not. Yeah. So that's what's going on in WWE. I don't even want to talk about Solo and the MFTs against the Wyatts and their brawl on SmackDown tonight because, like,
I knew it was your favorite part.
what is that, for the SmackDown tag titles at some point?
Did you notice though when was JC Mateto like threw down Nikki Cross? I was surprised by that. I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah. Well, why is she jumping on his back?
Well, she had to do something, but threw her down.
Threw her down. Down goes Nikki Cross. Is that still her name?
They called her that. Sometimes they call her the witch puppet thing, whatever, because sometimes they take the roles of the puppets, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm seeing a new report now out of something, Wrestle Votes, that Braun Breaker is the odds-on favorite, backstage favorite to win the Rumble. Which would make sense for a match with CM Punk or whoever the world champion is at WrestleMania.
Did you see that there's only going to be 4 matches for the Rumble? 2 Rumbles, 2 title matches.
That's enough. That's what War Games was. 2 War Games, 2 title matches.
And they better be good matches. That's it. That's the problem. Like, Survivor Series didn't really have good matches, sadly.
Well, Survivor Series wasn't great, and then Triple H said, Raw tomorrow night is going to be epic. And then we saw Raw, and I wouldn't describe it as epic. I would describe it as Raw, Monday Night Raw from WWE on Netflix.
If anything, I think SmackDown was probably better overall tonight.
That's saying a lot because SmackDown was not great. I mean, Raw had the promo from Braun Breaker, which was kind of interesting, and the AJ Styles Dragon Lee versus New Day match. That's about it. I mean, Jey Uso losing to LA Knight was a bit of a surprise in the John Cena tournament. I thought they were going to do Jey Gunther again in the finals. Given the win to LA Knight was fun. I like that. It wasn't a terrible episode of Raw, but I wouldn't call it epic. But, you know, he's the promoter. He's got to do what he's got to do. But SmackDown tonight, I mean, Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes was the opening match. I just don't care. And then Tommaso Ciampa getting involved. Like, Ilya won't give him a title shot, even though it's an open challenge. Like, can't Ciampa just go to the front of the line? How does that work? It's just dumb, and I don't care. It's a waste of time.
I thought it got better, though. You had better matches later on.
Well, you had Alexa versus Kyrie, and then you had Gunther and LA Knight.
Well, Jade had a match, too.
Jade had a match?
Yeah. She wrestled Alba Fire.
Oh, yeah, that was short, though. A squash.
I mean, that's the way it's got to be. That's the way it should be with Jade.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes did a thing. So Drew McIntyre at the top of the show was being told by Nick Aldis that he's not allowed to be there because he's still suspended. His suspension was just lifted for War Games for some reason, but now he's suspended again. And then Cody Rhodes attacks Drew McIntyre, and then security pulls Cody away, and then Drew drives away, and then Cody goes to the ring, and he begs Nick Aldis to reinstate Drew McIntyre so they can have a wrestling match. And then Cody leaves, and I go, wasn't this the same thing they did with Kevin Owens? Wasn't Kevin Owens suspended too? And Cody got so mad and begged him to be reinstated, and then they reinstated him so that Cody could wrestle him. Hasn't Cody done this already?
Pretty much. I mean, not the same kind of way it was done, but yeah.
Well, what's the difference?
The difference was they were friends, and it's like, how could you betray me kind of thing.
Yeah. But Kevin got suspended for doing something, right?
Right.
And then Cody got him unsuspended because he wanted revenge, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the one where Triple H was warning him, and Randy Orton, they were warning him, oh, Kevin Owens, got to be careful.
Yeah, vaguely remember something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. They've done this already. They're hoping we forget, but I didn't forget. Cody has already begged a suspended man to be reinstated, and then management, who loves Cody, obliges because, Cody, he's the golden boy. Real creative, Triple H, real good. You're recycling the same shit for Cody. Doesn't Cody notice? Doesn't he go, wait a second, I did this already? Is this a thing he does? People get suspended, and he's like, reinstate him. I heard Cody Rhodes called up Rob Manfred yesterday and said, Emmanuel Clase must be reinstated. I don't care that he was throwing balls for $5,000 apiece from gamblers. Reinstate him into baseball. Cody Rhodes is demanding every suspended athlete across the world be reinstated. You did steroids, you're banned from your sport, reinstate. Sean Strickland, you're currently on suspension from the Nevada State Athletic Commission because you cornered a fighter and then attacked his opponent after the fight, and now you're suspended and you can't fight in the UFC. Cody Rhodes thinks you should be reinstated. No more suspension for you, Sean Strickland. Even though you're a wild man attacking people. You can't attack people. I know you're a fighter and there was a cage, but you weren't in the fight. Crazy guy. That's why you get suspended.
To be fair, most UFC shows now have fights in the crowd now. So
yeah, well, people should get suspended or arrested. Apparently, the mayor in New York was people are going to get arrested for that thing, the brawl in New York. Problem is, a lot of those people are not Americans, and if they do get arrested or criminally charged, it'll be real tough to get back in the country. One of those guys on video throwing punches on Dylan Dennis was John Pork, Islam Makhachev training partner and future superstar for the UFC, John Pork. So we cannot let John Pork be arrested. Free John Pork. New York, NYPD needs to take it easy on some of these Russian Dagestan guys. They were provoked. It's not their fault. They don't know the laws. Don't mess with John Pork. By all means, free John Pork. Nevertheless, Cody is also on the side of John Pork. He's on the side of all suspended or potentially suspended athletes. Because that's his gimmick. And it sucks. And in the end, what we get out of it is a Cody Rhodes Drew McIntyre match. I'm going to just combine them into Cody McIntyre. It's one guy now. It's not a match I want to see. And I also don't want to see, what is it? Oba Femi and Ricky Starks are going to wrestle each other in NXT, and then the winner gets to wrestle Cody on Saturday night's main event? Is that a thing?
Well, you don't even watch NXT, so I wouldn't really worry about.
No, but I watched
that.
Saturday night's main event. Are we going to watch Ricky Starks and Cody Rhodes on Saturday night's main event? Tony Khan rolling over in his grave. Rest in peace, Tony Khan. We'll miss you.
I mean, are you really looking forward to that? Like, I mean, good for them. They're friends. They get to wrestle each other. But I can't say I'm dying to see that match.
No. I'd like to see him wrestle Oba Femi. Oba Femi.
Well, here's the interesting part about this. Like, it's for the NXT Championship.
Mm-hmm.
But Cody said, I'll face the winner. So who's to say it's not who's actually going to win the title or walk away with the title? It's who wins the match, right?
It's kind of lame.
I mean, it's NXT. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's NXT, which means I do not care at all. Something else I don't care about.
You're busy.
Ring of Honor. They're doing their final battle tonight, or they did their final battle. Another promotion I don't watch. News out of there, though. What?
It's over already?
I don't know. I mean, I assume it's over, but maybe it's not. Who knows? Oh, it's a Tony Khan produced show. It's probably going on till 6 in the morning. Mercedes Moné lost her Ring of Honor television championship to Red Velvet, so she's lost a belt. Sad.
Wow. Is it now the downfall?
Maybe it is. She couldn't beat Chris Statlander. Now she loses to Red Velvet. What's next? She can lose a TBS title to somebody? I don't know.
Kind of tough.
Julia
she
Hart?
has beaten. I don't see that happen. I feel like she's beaten like almost everybody in terms of like the AW mid card. Like, who else is there for her to face? Like unless they do like Tony Storm again, because Tony Storm beat her before, but can't think of anyone else at this point for her to face. Because she beat everybody, I think, mostly.
Yeah, well, she's been winning a lot of matches. Like, I think only Tony Storm and Chris Statlander have pinned Mercedes. They're the only two people that have beaten Mercedes, right? And she's been in AEW for over a year now, right?
Yeah, it's a little over a year, yeah. About that, yeah.
So, yeah, she's beaten everybody. I mean, who else is there? Maybe Britt Baker will come back. That'll be something.
That would be something, and that would get people talking, and that would be actually very intriguing if they did that.
Mm-hmm. What's the deal with Bayley? She seems unhappy.
Are you referring to that podcast she did with Taker, I guess?
I don't know. I just saw quotes from Bayley that made it look like maybe she was not so happy in WWE.
I agree with a lot of her statements about how like she was surprised and somewhat upset, I think, about talent leaving early where shows end. Like, to me, that's like sacrilegious. Like, you aren't supposed to do that ever. Like, you're there until the show ends. The fact that people are allowed to leave before the show is over is like very surprising. And I understand shows go late, whatever. They got to get their flights, whatever. But usually that's a whole thing in wrestling. Is like you wait until the last match because you want to get that spot. So you got to watch and see that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know when her contract expires in WWE, but I could see her wanting to try AEW at some point. I'm not sure she will, but I feel like she doesn't really fit in WWE these days. They're just not doing as much with her as they should. And maybe an AEW run is what she needs. Go with her buddy Mercedes.
I mean, I think you're right about that. That's intriguing. What she could do in AEW. I just feel that they are going to give her a lot of money to stay. So it's going to be up to her. Do you want the money or do you want to go have fun?
Or her contract apparently reported to end sometime mid to late the next year. So at some point next year, her contract will be up with WWE, and maybe she'll renew or maybe she won't.
I thought Meltzer said it was like February or something, or it was a little before WrestleMania. So,
I don't know. Maybe she's the one to go up against Mercedes at some point in 2026 in AEW. Who knows? But it just seems like in WWE right now, they're just not doing as much as they should with a talent like Bayley. And they have so many talented people. It's hard to blame them, but at the same time, you'd think you'd be able to find space. Like her and Lyra aren't really a tag team. Bayley could be in the singles division doing more, but they're not doing that. Seems like they're gearing Natty up for some kind of run too, eh? You see that?
I saw the promo thing with Maxine. It's like some sort of like torture dungeon kind of thing they were doing, or she's getting beaten up, which I feel like they missed something there. Like she already won the championship. Like shouldn't have been the torture in order to become the champion.
Yeah.
But now it's the torture as she's champion. And I'm sure they'll throw it with being like, well, now you're the champion. Now it really starts. I'm like, yeah, in that sense. But really, the hardest part was to win the title. Like, that should have been the grueling thing. But I guess, things just didn't work out when they wanted it to. Maybe that explains the whole, like, why Maxine was taking so long. They wanted to do other things, film things, and they weren't ready. And maybe that's it. Maybe Natty wasn't ready for whatever they were planning to do. I'm intrigued what they're going to do, but it also feels like they're doing like kind of like a Marina thing, like what AEW's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're getting that vibe too, but I kind of feel like that's what they're doing.
Natty's doing like an MMA beat you up gimmick, like a Blackpool Combat Club type of thing. Yeah, but I mean,
exactly.
She's from the Heart Dungeon. It does check out. Like the story has some realness behind it.
I worry in WWE though, it's just not gonna work. I mean, remember when they did Ronda and like Shayna, and they did like an MMA fight? That did not catch on whatsoever.
Yeah, but Natty is, better.
Sure. Again, I just don't know for the WWE audience if it'll work.
Well, I guess we're going to see, unless they pull the plug on it, which I don't know. I don't know how much of that promo was about Natty and how much of it was about Maxine. It was confusing.
Well, to me, it's leading to an eventual match. Like, she's beating her up, toughening her up, and eventually we'll go after her for the championship.
AEW this week, Dynamite, they had some progress in the Continental Classic. Okada and Pac had their match. Okada won, getting the 3 points, his first 3 points in the tournament. What else happened? Kyle Fletcher wrestled Kevin Knight. Fletcher beating Okada last week. Kevin Knight beating Darby Allin. And Kyle Fletcher wins again, another win. And now he is on top of his group with 2 straight victories. He's got 6 total points on top of the Gold League, the only guy in that league with 6 points. In the Blue League, Claudio Castagnoli beating John Moxley in the main event of Dynamite, which was interesting to see. And Claudio has 6 points. He is leading the Blue League right now. No one else with 6. That was kind of an interesting booking choice there, with Claudio getting the win over Moxley in the main event.
The main thing I was surprised about was Moxley bleeding, and he bled a lot. I did not expect that whatsoever for this kind of match.
Did you just say the main thing I was surprised about was Moxley bleeding?
I mean, they're friends regardless, right? This isn't supposed to be a hard-hitting match.
Moxley bleeds no matter what. Friend, foe, nothing. He's bleeding. It's what he does. He's like Abdullah the Butcher.
He was going not too bad for a while where there wasn't that much blood. It was every once in a while.
It's a main event.
But I guess it's back again. Yeah, well, it's the main event, and I guess they needed something special for this match, and yeah, it's the last match, so let's just bloody up that ring apron as much as possible, and they sure did a good job of that.
He was losing, too. He might wanted to make it look good.
Yeah, well, it put over Claudio huge, because even Danielson on commentary said, he could never beat John Moxley, and no one else in the Blackpool Combat Club could, but Claudio did.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that Brian's commentary was really good. He was like, I could never beat Moxley, and that's why Moxley was kind of seen as the leader, because he could beat us. But now that Claudio has beaten Moxley, will there be a power struggle in the Blackpool Combat Club? Or whatever, the Death Riders? What are they called now?
Yeah, I guess they are actually the Death Riders now.
Yeah.
They aren't so much shoot fighters anymore.
No, they're the Death Riders. But maybe this means Claudio's the new leader? I don't know how that works. But the group is named after John Moxley's finishing move, so you would think Moxley has to be the leader. Where did the Dark Order come from? All of a sudden they're on Dynamite. I haven't seen Johnny Hungy in years. All of a sudden Hangman needs some friends because the Ops need opponents, and Hangman needs to do a post-match fight against them. Where did these guys come from? Have they been in Ring of Honor or whatever? It's annoying when you bring these guys out for a title shot for the trios titles, and we literally have not seen them on AEW TV in years. What? The Dark Order's still there?
Yeah, they're still there, and I think you're right. Ring of Honor, Collision, random places. And again, they just kind of fill a spot, help the whole Hangman story, and that's kind of what they do. And I don't think they've been on Dynamite in years, to be honest. So it's amazing that they were just randomly there again.
Yeah, very random. And we're supposed to remember that they're Hangman's friends. We haven't seen them in years on Dynamite. You bring them out, and we're supposed to know that they are Hangman's friends.
And he unfriended them, didn't he, or something? Wasn't there a breakup or something, too?
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't dislike them. I just don't understand why they were there. I don't know where they've been, and I don't know why they just showed up out of nowhere for no real reason to lose. It was just to do the thing with Hangman after where he attacked them and then hit a buckshot lariat on a security guard. I don't know what that means.
Well, I think it means next week it's going to be Hangman and a partner against the Ops.
Doesn't he need 2 partners?
All right, it's just going to be a tag match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he already said it's going to be... Well, yeah, it's him against Hobbs and Shibata, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, not Joe. It's going to be Shibata and Hobbs I don't think it'll be Hook. I don't think it'll be Joe. And I think Hangman's partner is going to be Swerve, right?
I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think it has to be Swerve because that's what the people want. So you're gonna give the people what they want.
You gotta. You have to, Johnny. Speaking of AEW, there was big news today that Netflix bought Warner Brothers. So they buy the big movie studio, Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers Discovery was the company that owns TBS and TNT, where AEW broadcasts their shows, Collision and Dynamite. They also own HBO and HBO Max. HBO Max is where AEW had Collision and Dynamite on a replay that you could watch on demand, and also had their pay-per-views that you could buy for a lower price, $10 less than regular any other outlet. You could buy them, or I think you can still buy them when they happen, for I think it was $40 in the United States on HBO Max. Now Netflix has purchased Warner Brothers, which will include HBO and HBO Max and a lot of other things. But Discovery World, I think, is staying on as a separate company. So TNT and TBS and CNN and all that stuff, that's separate. So AEW's broadcast deal doesn't get touched by Netflix. A lot of people are saying, well, this is the end for AEW because Netflix has a deal with WWE, and they're going to kill AEW because they can't have WWE and AEW. Now, first of all, that is crazy. Netflix doesn't own the WWE. Netflix broadcasts Monday Night Raw in the United States. That's all they do. Do they do the PLEs too on Netflix? Or no, the PLEs are on ESPN now?
In the States, yeah.
Yeah. So in Canada, for us, it feels like Netflix owns WWE because Raw, SmackDown, and all the PLEs and everything for us in Canada and a lot of other countries, all on Netflix. But in the States, they have one show. They have Raw. So for everybody to think, oh, well, Netflix bought Warner Brothers, so that means AEW is screwed. Why? They still have HBO Max. I think at some point they're going to fold HBO Max into Netflix, because why have two streaming services? HBO Max is a streaming service that has a lot of the HBO content. If Netflix owns HBO, why would they have HBO Max? Why wouldn't they just say HBO content now is on Netflix? Because we own everything. It's stupid to have two different ones. Unless you're trying to get double subscription, which isn't stupid because you're making more money. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. But it feels redundant, and it feels like at some point HBO Max will get folded into Netflix. So at that point, maybe it'll be an issue for AEW when they renegotiate. Like, at some point, the contract is going to be up for AEW's broadcast deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. But that contract isn't going to be broken now. Like, they're still on TNT, they're still on TBS. That company wasn't sold to Netflix. That's a separate company that's going to stay separate from Warner Brothers. Netflix didn't buy Warner Brothers Discovery, they bought Warner Brothers. So they bought a chunk, but not everything. So I don't know how much this really affects AEW. It doesn't affect them at all right now because all their deals are in place and they will not be broken. They're going to keep their streaming on HBO Max. They're going to keep their pay-per-views on HBO Max. They're going to keep their TV deals on TNT and TBS. And nothing will change. When the deals are up and they're looking for a new deal for Dynamite and Collision and their pay-per-views and their streaming and all that stuff, then the landscape will be different for them, obviously, because the company that they dealt with is now changed. Discovery is a company, but it's not Warner Brothers Discovery. They're not, HBO Max now is not under the same umbrella as TNT and TBS. That's a thing. Like, what they have going now will stay, but when it's a new deal, now it's not like, hey, it's all one family. We sign a contract with you, and we're on HBO Max, and we're on this, and TBS and TNT. No, because TNT and TBS, they're separate now from HBO Max. So AEW now is kind of separated between two different companies. So when their rights deal is up, like, who knows? Who knows where they'll go? Who knows? I mean, maybe Amazon Prime will just scoop up everything and go, yeah, we're going to do AEW, Collision, Dynamite, and all their pay-per-views will be free on Prime. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe Netflix will say, we like WWE, we like pro wrestling content, we're going to buy more. We're going to get AEW. We want AEW on Netflix. Dynamite, Collision, that's also on Netflix. Netflix is the home for everything pro wrestling. You want to watch WWE? We got it. You want to watch AEW? That's us too. Why couldn't they do that? It's not like AEW is a big price tag. Like, they could afford to get WWE and AEW. If they could afford WWE, they could definitely afford AEW. Because they could get a deal with them for a fraction of the price. And, like, I don't know if WWE really has a say in the matter. I don't know. I don't know if they have a deal in their contract where Netflix can't have another wrestling product at the same time. Like, I don't think so. I doubt Netflix would allow that. They're paying. It's like if I buy Coca-Cola, right? I'm Netflix. I bought a Coke. WWE is a Coke, right? I just bought the WWE. It's a Coke. But I also want to go to the store and put in my fridge a Pepsi. Coke doesn't like it. When people come to my house, I say, you want a Coke or a Pepsi? You can have both. You could try both. You could watch WWE or AEW. On my streaming platform, in my fridge, I have Coke and Pepsi. Because I bought those things. I own those products. And if I want to buy them both, I can. So why does Netflix buying Warner Brothers hurt AEW? Netflix could also, when AEW streaming rights is up, they could also decide they want AEW. They have multiple comedians doing multiple comedy specials on Netflix. Are you to tell me that comedians aren't in competition with each other for ticket sales, for revenue, for streams, for all that stuff? Of course they are. A lot of them act buddy-buddy, but, I mean, they're in competition with each other a lot of times. When you're in the entertainment business and you're offering a similar product, I do comedy, he does comedy, I'm doing a show here, he's doing a show there, whose ticket are you going to buy? Netflix has no problems having multiple comedy specials on. They have movies. Why couldn't they have two different wrestling companies on their streaming platform? Why? No reason why. So, like, everybody, I think, is looking for reasons to attack AEW and to go, oh, this is the thing that's going to sink them. This is it. They're done now. Oh, they're screwed because Warner Brothers, and that's their TV deal. So any change in the corporate structure is going to kill AEW's business because we want AEW's business to die. But if you're a realist, and if you see things clearly, you go, well, I mean, this might make things weird. This makes it so that their next TV deal isn't like a slam dunk where you go, well, they've been with Warner Brothers. They've been on TNT, TBS since the beginning. They signed a new deal. Everybody seems happy. It's not status quo anymore. So when their next deal is up for, when they're trying to get a new rights deal, it's not going to be the same. It'll be different for them. But it's not like There's no chance that Discovery goes, yeah, we're going to sign you on TNT, TBS, and we got this streaming service, and we're going to do that. I mean, there's a bunch of different options for them when their rights deal is up, which it's not because they just signed a new one. I think they had, wasn't it 3-5 years, something?
Yeah, I think they got at least 3 years something left on it. So
right.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think they're good. So the main thing is, again, like you said, this is pretty much the U.S., so this isn't going to change anything for Canada. It's still going to be on TSN, Dynamite, the USA Network for Collision, and to buy pay-per-views, it's going to be the same thing, pretty much across the board too. Like Amazon Prime, that doesn't change. You can get it on YouTube, payperview.com. Like, it doesn't change that much. I don't think it's really going to change this at all in Canada. In the U.S., slightly, like you said, but I don't think that much at this point. The landscape is changing just overall for television. So we'll see how it's going to be like in a couple of years, because I don't know if it's going to be the way it is now.
No. And, yeah, it's 3 years. Their new deal that they signed with Warner Brothers Discovery in the end of 2024 was a 3-year deal that started January of this year. So they have 2 more years, right? This year's almost done. They've got 2026 and 2027. So they're up for a new deal in 2028. It was 3 years, $555 million, which honestly is so cheap. I mean, some baseball players cost more than that. I mean, not quite, but we're getting there. Nobody's getting 3 years, 555. That's pretty nuts for baseball, but we're getting close. 3 years, 300. Not 300. That's not happening yet, but we're getting pretty close to those numbers.
Let's remember that's 2 shows, by the way.
So, one of them's Collision.
Right, but it's still 4 hours every
What I'm
week.
saying is, though, John, $555 million for 3 years of AEW TV is a very easy purchase for Netflix, who paid $5 billion for 10 years of WWE Raw alone, and the international rights. $5 billion for 10 years. You could get 3 years AEW for $500 million. So you could get 10 years of AEW on that for $1.5 billion? $2 billion, I'd say. You get 10 years of AEW. It's cheaper than WWE. I think AEW would be thrilled for a $2 billion 10-year deal. And for Netflix, I think it's manageable. For Amazon Prime, I think it's manageable. For Apple, I think it's manageable. For Meta, I think it's manageable. For Google, I think it's manageable. I think for a lot of things, it'll be a deal worth doing. So I wouldn't worry about AEW's future broadcasting rights. And everybody thinking that the sky is falling today, they're going to cancel AEW today, is dreaming. They're not going to. They're doing fine with AEW. It's a low-cost operation, and they're getting their return on their investment. So, we'll see where we're at in 2028, but let's get through 2025 first and chill out here. Let's enjoy the holidays, brother. What are we doing? So, definitely news, but everybody, it's funny because my timeline was flooded with when Netflix bought Warner Brothers today. It was what does this mean for AEW? What does this mean for AEW? And I go, first of all, it means nothing for AEW right now, and it may mean nothing for AEW at all. How about what does this mean for culture and for film and for film history and for just everything, entertainment. It's bigger than pro wrestling here. This is a bigger moment than pro wrestling. Warner Brothers is one of the oldest movie studios that we have. You know, it's Bugs Bunny now that's owned by Netflix, a streaming service that's, there, that produces Slop. Warner Brothers has produced some of the finest pieces of cinematic art in history. Netflix has made some shit. So I think we should be less concerned about what this means for all elite wrestling, and maybe more today what this means for culture as a whole. Because I think it's a dark day for culture and for film, and I'm disappointed. For someone who respects art, I think this is bad. I don't think Netflix respects art. They respect streams and algorithms and clicks and money. And art doesn't factor into any of those things. So I think it's sad that they bought Warner Brothers, and I think it's a signal of the death of art, which continues to plague our society in music, in movies, in TV. Art is getting killed, and it's really all about streams and algorithms and clips and singles. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's where we're going.
Well, you're really not going to like the fact that
TikTokification of culture. It's gross.
I don't think you're going to like that price is going up for Netflix if they're getting all that WB content.
Well, if they give me some good stuff, some classic stuff, maybe I won't mind. Netflix is dirt cheap anyways. It's like the cheapest one out there. It's like $6. I don't even notice.
Well, appreciate it while it lasts, because it's definitely going to increase, I think.
Everything does. Everything does. But yeah, I'll keep it because they have WWE. But if they didn't have WWE, I would drop Netflix. It totally sucks. Although I did watch that Diddy documentary series they did, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. But it's not like quality programming. It's just like, here's something to throw on while I'm doing other things. It's not like a good show. It has no depth. Nothing on Netflix has any kind of layers where you want to watch it again. There's no replay value on anything they make. And that's a sign of lack of art. There's a difference between art and entertainment. Entertainment is fine. I don't hate entertainment, but you got to appreciate, when you're making something that's a little bit deeper. And, some movies, some TV shows have that. True art is made sometimes. But Netflix it's not about that. And it's sad that that's where it's going. Yeah, I don't know. What are you going to do? But, the more these streaming things take over, the less there'll be room for good things to happen. Real art to take place. Yep. All right.
Well,
it's fun.
It's sad. It's a sad reality that we're
I think it is.
facing.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't like it. Yeah, I think a sign of like art is when, like a good movie. You can watch many, many times, and sometimes you'll catch something new, or you'll see a different meaning or a different feeling, or you could watch it at one point in your life and feel one way about it, and then watch it at another point and feel differently and see it from different perspectives. And really good movies exist like that, you know? But then there's other stuff that's made where you just go, I've seen it. I saw the end. I saw what happened. I know who's the guy who did the thing. Now it's over, and I never need to see that again. And I feel like that's mostly what's made now. It's like, okay, here are the people. Here's the thing. Here's the story. They're going to do a thing. What's the thing in the end? Okay, who was it? Oh, it was him? Okay, cool. What did you just watch? I don't know. I watched a thing. I think one of the guys did it. I don't know. You know? That's how I feel about so many of those things. I stopped watching them because I'm just like, this looks bad. I'm not watching it. You watch it, it's disposable, it disappears. You don't even think about it ever again. You don't think about it. That's another thing. Art will make you think. A good movie will make you think. You will think about it. It will stay with you for days or weeks or months or years after. But a lot of these things that are made by Netflix, you don't think about. As soon as it's over, it's out of your mind. You never think about it again. It has no impact on you because it's not good. It's entertainment. It will keep you. It will keep your attention. It will keep you distracted. But it won't move you. It won't touch your soul. And I think you need room for that. I think souls need to be touched. Got to touch them souls. Touch them good. Rub them.
I feel like this almost relates to Raw every week.
Yes.
They're not as meaningful anymore.
Yep. It's just there. It's produced. It's there. That's the WWE. There used to be like you can go back and watch like WrestleMania 4 or 5 or 10 or 12 and be like, yeah, that was good. You don't want to go back and watch WrestleMania 41. You don't want to go back and watch WrestleMania 38. Like, you don't want to go back and watch any of these recent Manias because they're disposable. They were done for money, for clicks, for clips, for streams. They weren't done for quality. There was no quality. There was not a lot of thought put into it. They just keep churning out this nonsense. And yeah, I think wrestling is an art form, and it can be done where it is art. But I think, it's World Wrestling Entertainment, and they're just doing entertainment. And they're not even trying to make it art anymore. There are very few artists left in the wrestling business. Punk.
Well, to be fair,
Punk, pretty much.
Just to be fair, WrestleMania 38, that was when Austin gave the last ever stunner to Vince.
Well, I'd watch that again.
Yes.
Well, because Austin is a true master of his craft. He can make even the worst things work. Like, if Austin sells it mean, and he's like, mad or whatever, and then it doesn't quite work. But because he stunned him and he just watches Vince flail around and he's just laughing at him, it's a better moment. Because you see Austin having fun because he knows who he is because he's the best. They don't make him like Stone Cold. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are cool. They're not Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns were chosen, picked, produced, and made into superstars. Steve Austin came from nowhere, was not supposed to be the superstar, was organically grown, the fans loved him, and he became that star because WWE said, okay. And that's how the best stars are made. When the fans choose you and there's momentum and there's a build and the company goes, all right, we're going to get behind this. We had other plans, but all right, forget it. WWE does not do that anymore. They haven't done that since John Cena started. They gave up on listening to the fans and having something real happen. And when the real thing happens, that's when, you're getting the good stuff. That's when you're getting the art of pro wrestling. But they said, no. We're going to overproduce this. We're going to tell you who the stars are, and you're going to cheer for them because we're going to shove them down your throat, and they're going to win all the matches, and they're going to look cooler than all these other guys we have. We're going to make them look really cool, so you'll think they're cool. And everybody else will be so lame that you'll be like, yeah, I guess these guys are cool. And that's what they've done. That's what they did with Cena. That's what they did with Roman. That's what they've done with Cody. Not to say they're not good or they're not cool or whatever, but, there have been other guys, and you go, what about that guy? What about this guy? How come you're not trying this? We're kind of interested in these other guys. WWE goes, no. Forget that. We're going to tell you who is good. We're going to tell you who to like. And the fans go, all right. I guess we'll do that. Sometimes they resist. But not that hard. That's where we're at. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I mean, I look at Roman and Cody now, where I feel people want to get behind Roman a lot. I think they've given up on Cody.
Yeah, bit of an overkill. But, how long did it take the fans in AEW to turn on Cody? 2 years? 3 years?
Yeah, I was going to say 2. I think about 2.
Like 2-3 years type of thing?
Something like that.
Maybe that's his expiration date. That's kind of how long he's been in WWE this time around, no?
I think what hurt was just they had nothing for him when he won the title.
He's boring.
Kinda.
No one wants to see him wrestle Drew McIntyre again.
Well, it's kind of like what you said about the whole thing with Kevin Owens. We've been down this road before. And with Drew McIntyre, they've already done 2 PLEs together? They're going to do another one?
It's crazy.
It's a little much.
People are bored of Cody. They've had enough. They've had enough. Johnny, people have had enough of us as well. Shout out to Jason, Pete, Angelo, Contagonis, and Leor. You guys are sticking with us. Thank you guys for supporting over at join.ringsidereport.net. Jason Pete says, did you guys see the John Cena podcast with Joe Rogan? I saw some of it. Interesting.
I saw the quote where he's mad at his dad and he wants to tell his dad to go F off. That was pretty good.
Because his dad is like, I don't like Cena's final opponent choices. It should be Kurt Angle or Edge. And it's like, dude, what are you saying? I mean, I get why Cena's upset. It's like, why would he say that? You shouldn't say that. It's not going to be those guys. Don't say that. It looks bad. It puts your son in an awkward situation at work. Come on, man.
It's great that he says Edge because that's the one that I think a lot of fans want and they're not going to get. And I think people are very upset about that.
Yeah, well, he likes Edge. He was involved in the Edge angle, right?
Yeah, Edge slapped him, right? In his house or something? Yeah.
So, whatever. John Cena Sr. talking shit. But, Cena on Joe Rogan, interesting stuff. Talked about China and the whole mishap with Taiwan and all that. Not bad, but not great.
His love for Vince, was that on that?
A little bit of that. Yeah, a little bit of love for Vince. I don't really watch Joe Rogan, but when I saw Cena was on, I wanted to see Cena in a long-form interview with Joe Rogan. I thought that might be interesting, and, so far it's okay. I've seen 20, 30 minutes of it. I think it just came out today. It's all right, but Cena kind of gives stock answers, and Joe Rogan doesn't know anything to press him on anything. So it's kind of bland.
Yeah, just because it's a popular podcast and he's a popular interviewer doesn't mean it's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I used to like Joe Rogan a lot more than I do now. I've kind of given up on him. I thought there was some nugget of something still there. But, it's like you kind of, I used to listen to him a lot. And then, things happened to Joe Rogan, and he kind of got way more political, and like he was never political, He was just kind of a dumb guy talking about Bigfoot in the UFC, and I was like, this is fun. Aliens? I can get behind aliens. That's fun. Tell me more about these aliens, Joe Rogan. Tell me more about these UFC fighters. He'd have cool UFC fighters on. They'd talk about inside UFC info. It was good stuff. And then he started talking about other stuff, and I lost interest. And then once in a while, he'd have fighters on, and then he started talking about that other stuff with the fighters, and I was like, even the stuff that you do that I want to hear isn't, like, it's about the other stuff I don't want to hear. Getting all political with the fighters, and I'm like, ugh, we're doing that with the fighters now too? Can't we just stick to fighting? It's more interesting. But, like, who wants to hear Joe Rogan, comedian, UFC commentator, talk politics with a UFC fighter? Like, that's not your lane, guys. No disrespect, but, like, not everybody needs to be talking politics like they know everything. You fight in a cage. You're not, like, a political science philosopher. Let's chill. Why do you have to be on a podcast for 3 hours talking about your political views and how you think this should go and that should go when you're an expert in Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu? That's your field of expertise. Tell me about that. I'm interested in that. Don't tell me about, like, actually, men should be doing that and women. It's like, relax, man. Relax. And that's what the Joe Rogan show turned into. And I'm just, like, not interested in that kind of thing. I'm more interested in fun times, fighting talk, information. I like info about the things that I'm interested in. I'm not trying to hear about these guys' political views that a lot of the times I think are a little wackadoo.
Wackadoo? You want to talk about wackadoo? Like Joe Rogan saying like Canada's a communist country. Like that's wackadoo right there.
Yeah, it's not it's a capitalist country. It's capitalism in Canada big time. It's not a communist country. Yeah, he said things about Canada where I go, well, that's just not true. That's not how we live here. And he says it as like total fact. And I'm like, well, that's just not the case. So that's wrong. And yeah, that kind of stuff where you tell me about my own country. And I'm like, you don't live here. What are you talking about? I can tell you that a lot of these things that you're saying are untrue. So that's a little annoying. But, like, whatever. If he wants to say that on his podcast with, like, the politician guys or the professor guys or whoever, the YouTube conspiracy guys, do that because I'm not going to listen to it. But when I see that you have, like, Kamaru Usman on your show, I go, oh, interesting UFC talk. They're going to talk about GSP maybe, talk about welterweights, talk about the Leon Edwards fight. What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about Donald Trump and how cool he is. I'm like, for 3 hours? We talk about head kicks? Maybe that's why you're talking about Donald Trump, because that Leon Edwards head kick, you know? Too many head kicks to your head. That's where they go, usually. Anyways, so Joe Rogan with John Cena, I did listen to because I know that John Cena is so apolitical and he will not give a political opinion and he will not delve into political talk. Even if Joe Rogan tries to bring him in, he is so good at staying out and he will not take a side and he will not say one thing or another about Trump or about politics or about anything, and he will just stick to John Cena business, which I do appreciate about John Cena. I don't know what his political affiliations are. I could guess, but I don't know because he doesn't go there. He doesn't talk about it. And, I mean, I haven't seen the end of this Joe Rogan thing, so maybe he does and I'm wrong. But I'm hoping he doesn't because, you know, I don't need that from John Cena. Because, again, you're a pro wrestler. Stay in your lane. Talk about wrestling. Talk about movies. Talk about The Rock and how you know him. Talk about lifting heavy things and being strong with your big muscles. Don't tell me about what you think America's foreign policy should be or economics or any, like, no. And I don't think he does. And I appreciate that about him. He stays in his lane. He may have opinions, but he keeps them to himself. Because people don't need to know. And he, probably doesn't know that much, and he doesn't want to have his opinions, poked around with. And, you poke holes through all his theories, like people do with Joe Rogan. So, I will watch the end of it because I trust in John Cena to not let Rogan, bring him into one of the Rogan vortexes. Although wait till they start talking about vintage muscle cars, that'll probably be the whole podcast. Then I'll tune out completely. I know Cena likes cars, Rogan likes cars. I wonder if they found out that they both like cars, because if they did, podcast is going to be over for me, I think. Did they talk about cars, I wonder? I love that. Two guys with millions and millions of dollars talking about the fancy cars they have. Fascinating. Not really.
Well, tune in tomorrow, because I'm sure you'll have watched it by then, right?
I got to do another one tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, UFC 323 watch along, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be here. John, you got a match you want to promote, or 2026? We'll get to it then.
Yeah, in 2026. Happy holidays, all humbug, and all that stuff. Till then.
Cool. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you again real soon here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. Flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see